Good morning. Welcome to the deep dive. We are live. It is Monday, March 10th with Keeping Current Matters. My name is Kate Rezebeck, and I am thrilled to be here with you this morning. To be here with all of you who come back week after week and anyone who's new joining us today. Thank you. Welcome for starting your week off with what is most important in the housing market. We love being here with you. As always, pop into the comments, tell us where you're tuning in from throughout the country. We appreciate you being loyal KCM fans. So, speaking of loyal KCM fans, we have something a little bit different to share with you today. And I'm really, really excited because this is going to be game changing for agents. And I can't wait to give you a little sneak peek of what we've been working on here at KCM. I've invited my colleague Jack Goodall to be here with us this morning. You're going to see him pop in just a minute because we want to share something extra special that we've been working on. And, as those deep dive fans who come back week after week, we felt like giving you the inside scoop and access to what we're testing out is really, really exciting. This is something we're going to be sharing with you today that isn't available on a regular basis yet. But if we get it right and you give your feedback to help us through this, it's going to be absolutely game changing. Because honestly, as someone who comes to the deep dive as regularly as those of you do, we know you're committed to your business. And we know many of you are out there absolutely crushing it. So we want you to be some of the first to see our latest test product, get your hands on it, tell us what you really think, and see what it's all about. So let's get right into it. Okay, what are we working on? What is this mysterious new test? Well, first and foremost, we're going to continue to give you world-class housing market insights. That isn't changing. That is what we do. That will continue to happen. That's why you come here. But if you follow the deep dive, you've probably noticed we've started giving you some action plans that go along with each topic each week. For example, we've been talking about mortgage rates, prices, equity, inventory, but we've also started to sprinkle in text messages to send and some email templates to work with and calling out specific blogs and real talks to share. This is really designed to help you make your KCM insights actionable, to put them to play in your business. So we played around with that a little bit in this broadcast just to see what works. And now we want to take it a step further for you. And we're going to give you an early look into what we're up to right now. So at the end of the day, we know that there's one key thing that every agent needs to do to close more deals. You have all these contacts and leads in your database, but if you don't do this one specific thing with them, that's all they are. Their contacts, their leads. And I'm willing to bet you know exactly what that key activity is too, exactly what you need to be doing with your contacts in order to close more deals. So can you guess it? I'm going to give you a second to think about it. What could it be? It's conversations. The more conversations you have, the more deals you will ultimately close. And that's mission critical for your business, right? So we're excited to bring to you what we're calling the Conversations to Deals Playbook to help you have more high impact conversations with your clients. Good conversations are the ones that help you take the housing market insights that the stuff you learn with here day in and day out that you come back to KCM and use them to connect with your clients. It's really a way to help you have more conversations with your clients directly tied to your KCM market insights so you can ultimately close more deals. So that's what we're going to show you today. So why is this such a game changer? Well, we've been spending years helping you stay informed. We do this every week on the deep dive. We do it in our blogs, in our monthly market report. Everything we put out there helps you stay informed. But now we're going to help you take it one step further, which is putting it into action. Really just helping you connect the dots between what you know about the market and how to start conversations with your database leads. Because let's be real for a second. If knowing the market was all it took to close deals, every agent looking at KCM's content would be absolutely crushing it. But we all know that's not the case, right? The disconnect is that market knowledge is only as valuable as what you do with it. And a lot of you are doing really, really great things. And you can have all the insights in the world, but if it's just kind of sitting in your head and you are the market expert, but not talking about it or making a difference with it, that can create frustrations. And it's why we created the Conversations to Deals Playbook. We were hearing from agents, I know the market, but I don't know how to turn that into actual client conversations. I don't want to sound salesy, but I don't want to be invisible either. And I need a system that's easy to follow, something I can actually stick with. So we said, let's fix that. And that's where the playbook is going to turn your insights into impact. It's really not just about knowing what's happening in the market. It's about using that knowledge to spark conversations, build relationships, and ultimately close more deals. Because really, it's about what you say and how often you say it. And we want to help you close that gap. So this is a behavior change. It's a new system, and we've put it together because we've gotten a lot of questions about like, hey, how do I take KCM insights and make them actionable? How do I really put them in my business? And, this is where a lot of agents fail if they don't know how to bridge that gap. The question at the end of the day, if you're on the deep dive and you're following along with us, is, we know your stuff. The question is really more about how are you using it and how are you starting more conversations? Because a lot of agents are really scared to talk to their community right now. And we want to empower you so you don't have that fear. You understand what's happening in the market and you know exactly how to talk about it. We know agents are looking for meaningful ways to reach out to their clients. And so we're creating those touch points for you, giving you a ton of things to talk about and a system to make it happen. So this is why I've invited Jack here to join us today. He's an expert marketer and he understands better than anybody I know how to close the gap on what you know about your insights and how to close deals, how to talk to your clients about that. That's what marketing is all about, is kind of connecting those dots. So I'm going to invite him to join us and guide you through this Conversations to Deals playbook.
Awesome. Thanks, Kate. I'm so excited to be here today. This is the first time that we have actually talked about all of these different things in a live setting. So you're the first group to hear about this. So really appreciate everyone being here right now. And what we're talking about today, as Kate said, really feels like a game changer. And that's what's so amazing. So Kate's exactly right. On one hand, we all know that the more conversations that you have as an agent, the more business you're going to get. On the other hand, most agents just aren't having enough of them. And that's not because they don't want to, it's because they don't know how to start. And I get it, because right now it's easy to be hesitant, heck, even scared to reach out to folks. It's not because you don't have enough leads. It's not because you don't care about your clients, I should say. It's because starting conversations in a way that actually leads to results is hard to do. And with all the different agents that we work with, whether they're a KCM member or whether we're out on the road or whether we're just talking on the phone to people who are really, doing what you guys do every single day, we hear a lot about the same challenges. And believe me, as a fellow marketer, I know exactly how it feels to go through these challenges. So I'm going to start by sharing probably the top 3 challenges that I hear about, not only the most from agents, but in terms of if you solve these, this is what's going to make the biggest impact in your business. And the first one, as Kate mentioned before, it's you don't know what to say. And if you're hesitating or you're not reaching out at all, that is where you lose every time. But this is the number one thing that we hear from folks. There's also, maybe you don't know how to effectively engage your leads or your sphere. And this is where your follow-up stalls before it even goes anywhere. And I think an amazing stat came out recently. Zillow put out their consumer trends report, and it said that 92% of past clients end up working with a different agent when they list their home. 92%. And it's not because they didn't like you. It's because they never heard from you when it mattered, when they were actually considering making a decision. And number 3 is maybe you aren't scared about reaching out. Maybe you are reaching out, but your marketing is inconsistent or it's ineffective. Maybe you're only reaching out once a month. Maybe you're sending things that aren't leading to real conversations. I know everyone's excited about March Madness coming up, but is that going to get you more listings than maybe talking about something like the power of equity right now? I think that remains to be seen if you haven't tried it yet, but we have a bias on that for sure. Now, whether all of these apply to you or not, this is where so many agents get stuck. And it's not because you don't know your stuff. You are on here because you follow KCM, you know what's happening in the market, and you care about your clients. But none of that matters if you don't have a way to turn your insights and your knowledge into action. So if you want to succeed, you need to step up and commit to having more and better conversations with your community. So what we did recently is we looked at the real estate landscape and we realized that no one's figured this out. There's no simple but effective way to help agents take the valuable knowledge that they have and turn it into real high value, high impact conversations. We've seen agents just throwing stuff at the wall, sending random messages, hoping things that stick. There's other folks that are starting conversations, but they're just not going anywhere. There's other folks who maybe are doing some really amazing marketing, but it takes an insane amount of time, budget, or effort that most agents just don't have. So we decided to build something different. And we wanted to build a system that actually makes it easy to stay in front of your leads, to have those right conversations at the right time without spending all the hours trying to figure it out. That's what we call the Conversations to Deals playbook. And we've started testing this out over the past couple weeks, and agents like you are already seeing some really exciting results from it. But first, I just kind of want to talk through what makes this different, what makes this actually work. And the first thing is it's built for conversations, not just content. It's not just putting marketing out there for the sake of putting marketing out there. I feel like there's a lot of folks, it's easy to get tied into, I just post every day, or I'm going to send these emails because I'm just filling in something on the calendar. Every piece of this playbook is designed to spark engagement and actual responses, because conversations is what leads to clients, not just more content. It's also those right touch points at the right time. Not every lead that you have is the same. So not every campaign is going to work for every single one. And we structured this playbook so that you're reaching out to the right people with the right message, so that the people who you are reaching out to are that much more likely to respond and take an action. And we wanted to keep it simple. Really, this playbook takes you about 5 minutes a day to do, but those are small, consistent actions that add up over time. And if you can stay visible, if you can stay relevant, those are when the opportunities are going to come your way. And if all this sounds great, awesome. I have to do a PSA as the marketing guy on this call right now. I appreciate our content team allowing me on here. I am ethically obliged to say, to be clear, we are not selling anything today. This is not a product that we're actually selling. This is a test. We're still in the early stages right now, but we're seeing some really incredible results. We saw one agent reached out to us saying that their response rate on their emails increased all the way up to 43%. We have all these folks reaching out saying that the quality of the conversations that they're generating are really high, and they are leading to booking more appointments right now. And as the amazing agents who show up here every Monday morning on the deep dive, every single week to stay ahead of the market, we need your help. You know how to leverage insights better than anyone else. And if you're doing that in your marketing, who better to tell us how we can do this well and what you think about what we've built so far? So this is even simpler than you think. It's something that I think could truly change the way that you and other agents are marketing themselves right now. So we just have a simple ask, and it's for you to consider checking this out. It's completely free, and we want to know what you think. So let's take a look inside real quick of one of these playbooks so you can see the most recent one that we're testing here right now. Each playbook that we build is themed around a specific topic. This one is all about the power of equity. And you may even recognize that from our most recent equity deep dive that we did. And this one is designed as if you follow this topic along, to generate conversations with homeowners who may not realize all the equity that they've built up. Now, while the insights of this hasn't changed, this is where the rubber meets the road in terms of turning that knowledge into action. And that brings me to the next key point. Every playbook that we have is built in with a specific audience in mind. In this case, it's focusing on people who have been in their homes for at least 4 years, since that equity data has really taken off. But and that's because these are the folks who are more likely to consider selling. And many of them aren't even actively looking for an agent yet. So this is a great time to reach out to them on the front end of their potential decision-making journey. But if you can't target your database that deeply, or you're not sure if you have the right people in there, that's okay. We give you some instructions for our playbooks as ways to reach out to these folks, even if you feel like you're not ready for that level of segmentation. And then the last thing on here is you can see that this playbook lays out a very simple step-by-step plan, so you know exactly what to do. You're not guessing. You're not trying to figure out what to do on the fly. You're following this plan and taking action as you go. And in this playbook, this is over the course of 10 days. You've got 5 days worth of activity. So I'm actually going to zoom in real quick, and we'll take a look at what some of those individual days look like. Each day, this playbook is going to give you 1 or 2 very simple but high impact tasks that you can take, like sending an email, following up with a text, or posting on social media. And the best part is each one of these tasks comes with everything you need. So you're not just sending an email and trying to figure out what that email is. You get the full template to use, one that's kicking off a conversation. It's based on real emotions and goals that your leads may have if they're starting to think about these things. And it calls your audience to action in a way that's a simple hand raise, that's not too pushy, it's not too salesy. And when we give you templates to follow up and call a lead, you get the exact call or voicemail or text script designed to spark that conversation. And each one of these templates, they're fully customizable, so you can edit them to match your tone, your market, and personalize them in any way you need to. But you'd be really surprised that even out of the box, how well this can perform. And again, each day, this is really about 5 to 10 minutes worth of work. So if you can commit to 5 to 10 minutes over the course of 5 days, you can stay in front of your leads in a way that's actually meaningful and effective. And what really makes this powerful, remember, it's not just about marketing. That's not why we're doing this. This is about having more and better conversations, because when those emails and texts work, and believe me, they're going to work, your social posts get engagement. This is just the beginning, because the real goal is the conversations themselves. And that's our bread and butter at KCM. So we made sure that every single playbook, it's going to have key talking points. So you have different ways to follow up in those conversations. We include additional tools for you to have in those conversations. Of course, this first playbook being about equity, we want to give you the pair template so you can offer that assessment report for them. For elite members, we even include a real talk video as well as another way to engage your sphere. Everything you need to turn your marketing and engagement into more conversations and deals is going to be included in each one of these playbooks. So if you're interested in trying this out for yourself, now is your chance. Sign up today. It's completely free, whether you're a KCM member or not. You can scan this QR code or go to the URL that's up on the screen right now. We're going to email your link to you so you can access this playbook right away. And Kate and her team have done an incredible job taking the insights and content that we have that make KCM so powerful and supercharging them into this system that's easy to use so you can drive some of these results. And if you've ever felt stuck with your marketing, if you ever felt like you're sitting on this pile of knowledge and information, but have not a real plan in order to put that into action so that you can actually get your business moving in the right direction, get those conversations, this is something you should 1000% check out right now, because there's conversations happening already, there's appointments being booked, and there's businesses that's being driven as part of this. So this is exactly what we set out to solve. I'm really, really excited that this is the first time we really get to talk about this together. So again, go ahead, scan that QR code, visit the link on the screen. We can't wait to hear what you think, because your feedback is critical. And with that, I'm going to invite Kate back up here to walk through what we're asking of you as a tester as we wrap things up.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jack. I don't know about you, but just hearing you talk about it made me even more excited for this playbook. I hope all of you are as excited as we are to get your hands on this, see what it's all about, and become a tester. So you're going to see this QR code one more time before we wrap up. But if you do decide to click the link and test it out, we want you to start using the playbook within the next 3 days. That's all we ask. Get in there, dig around, customize it as you need to, those email templates and everything. And then track your conversations. So if you're starting to get more conversations, we want to know, was it 1? Was it 3? Was it exponentially more? Track how many conversations come through because of the outreach that you are doing, connecting those dots between what you know about KCM and how you're getting it out to your clients. I think that's going to be mission critical. And then we will ask you to share your feedback. So there's going to be a couple little small, quick surveys. I promise they don't take a lot of time, but we'll be sending those to you along the way. And we want to hear your opinions. We want to, hear what you think. And for those of you who are KCM members, once you sign up to test a playbook, if you give us that feedback, you'll also have access to the next one. Of course, we said this first one was targeted to potential sellers in your database. Next one is targeted to buyers, and it's answering that big question, should I buy a home right now? So before we wrap up today, here's what I want you to do. Again, go ahead, scan the code if you haven't done so already, and pop into the comments and tell us if you're excited, what you're looking forward to, but most importantly, other playbook topics that you want us to see, you want us to put together. So if there's a specific pain point that you have in your market, in your database that you're like, gosh, if I had a conversation to help me overcome this to talk with my potential clients, it would be so helpful. So give us those in the comments and we'll make a running list of those. We'll take a look and we'll see what we can do. But remember, it is totally free to participate. We want you to have access to this, to tell us what you think, because if we can make it what you are looking for, that is going to change your business. And hey, let's go out on a limb and say it's going to change the industry too. I love going after that. Because remember, I'm going to end on this slide that you have seen before. Most agents know what's happening, good agents understand what's happening, and only great agents can explain what's happening. And this playbook is going to help you do just that better than ever. So our team has dropped everything that you need into this chat. You've got the QR code. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know it's a little different, but I'm excited and I hope you are too. And Alex will be back with you next week to talk about another housing market insight. So have a great week. Go test out that playbook. We can't wait to hear what you think.